Welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Thunder 2004. And with 5 races remaining in the season, things are really close between me and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Like 20 points separate us. It's been as low as, I believe, 5 points. Now it's 20 points. And next up is Lowe's. From my perspective, I honestly do not see us holding on to this points lead. Personally. However, I do think that this season has been everything and is every bit as advertised as it could have been. With the salary cap in place, you know, we've been monitoring how much money we spend each and every week, which has limited us on upgrades. I think that may have had a problem with it. Just a touch, but I don't know. You guys tell me down in the comments if you guys think that the amount of money that we've spent on upgrading the car has affected us, honestly. But outside of that, it's Lowe's. So we've done a lot of stuff prior to all this, and that stuff that we've done prior to was make some changes to like overhauling an engine, repairing a body. I'm not doing anything on the chassis side of things yet because I don't think we have enough money for it. We did wreck the car a little bit a few weeks back, so that kind of is on my mind. But as far as it comes down to this week, after Kansas, we've got the UAW GM Quality 500 up next. Then it goes to Martinsville, the short track. Then we go to Atlanta, and we finish out with more speedways than you could probably point your finger and wag your finger at. So we've got quite a few races to worry about. Lowe's is next, and I've, in the background, tweaked the AI just a little bit more to make them a little bit more competitive. I'm driving away from them a little bit. I wanted to stay as competitive as possible, so I made them just a little bit harder. We'll see if I did the wrong thing by making them too hard. But with more races coming up and a massive concern for what I have, we gotta build a lead because you guys already know I haven't really finished any Martinsville race so far in this career mode. And every Martinsville track every time we go to Martinsville, we've struggled. We've struggled mightily. If I'm gonna hope to maintain this points lead, I can't have a race at Lowe's where we lose points. That's the name of the game, guys. We're now points racing for the final 5. Never thought I would actually say that. Only year 2, by the way. So, without further ado, let's head to the racetrack. So if I'm not mistaken, this is our setup that we ran a few races ago. Ooh, wow, loose. Wicked loose. Okay. This was the all-star setup that we ran, and I now have concerns that the car might be a little too loose, too free. So we've got some work to do on that. Eclipsed 200 on the backstretch. I don't think that would be a problem. 13th so far. Man, we're sliding through the corners. This car is free. I'm talking like free bird free. Got into the corner, come back up a little bit, diamond it. I think we got back to the power in time. I'm not sure if that's going to be pole. That's close, but we got to clear up the car. We got to clean it up for happy hour.
Coming to you live from the Mecca of Motorsports, Lowe's Motor Speedway, for tonight's NASCAR Winston Cup Series race, the UAW GM Quality 500. This is an awesome facility, isn't it?
A lot of these teams are based in this area, and this is a 2,000-acre dream come true for any NASCAR fan. I don't think there's a bad seat anywhere in this place, and there's always great racing to go along with it.
The 53 car is currently at the top of the points list.
I'll tell you, consistency is the key to the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. If he can remain focused on that, he has a good shot at winning.
Rusty Wallace is one of those drivers who always seems to be running up front.
He's had an incredible run of success in winning races and finishing in the top 10 in points. Add to that a solid qualifying program, and it's no big surprise that Rusty is one of NASCAR's winningest drivers.
Gentlemen, start
guys, y'all ready? Green flag is up. I got Jeff Gordon near me. I don't see Dale Jr. up front. Of course, one bad race and Jeff Gordon could be right back in the points hunt here. Gonna go through the first turn. Got up into Jeff Gordon just a little, not too bad. Ryan Newman getting real aggressive, going almost all the way down to the bottom of the track to try to make a move on me. But we will lead the first lap, getting us those crucial 5 bonus points, which are critical for what we're trying to do here. I did adjust the gear ratio a bit. The car is not as free as it was. So that was a small suspension adjustment that we needed to do. And once I did that, I think that made things just a little bit better. The car doesn't feel like I'm sliding in the rear. I just got to be very, very conscientious of how I'm driving, because I did boost the AI, so they are just a little bit faster than normal. Okay, so I'm beginning to have some issues with the rear end. The rear end is trying to snap the car around. That's why I'm beginning to back off in the corners, not because I'm trying to get the AI to catch up to me, but I'm actually having trouble. Plus, I adjusted the gear ratio back down like half a point on the final drive, but I don't think that was enough, because it seems like, although I adjusted that, right now I am really close to the red line, and we know that can lead to a blown engine if I'm not careful. So we've blown an engine already once this season. We don't want to blow another one, especially not before the big speedway slog we have to get through. I'd rather have 2 of those engines in the shop working. Got Ryan Newman all over my rear bumper here. I can't get the car to turn.
Far inside. Stay focused. You get the lead back.
I am fighting for my life. Let me back out of it. I can't lead. It's better for me just to live and fight another day here. So I backed out of it. I think I just saw Dale Jr. with a blown engine, y'all.
Let's see if we can lead this thing.
I think Dale Jr. blew his motor. And if it's true that he blew his motor, all I got to do is just kind of sit back, just be easy with it. I can't, the car is just not good right now.
29.76. You're gaining on the leader.
I think staying behind Kevin Harvick, maybe even Bobby Labonte, might be the play for now. Just so until we can get to the first pit stop, because right now I can't, for whatever reason, the car is just struggling. Like I'm loose in some places, tight in others. Like right now, this is a perfect corner, but it is definitely not consistently perfect. See, I got the drive this time, but I don't know why it's happening now late in the run.
The 18 car is still there. Okay, we're clear. You're halfway on fuel. Number 29 is outside. 29.8. We're catching them, buddy. Stay with it.
All right, we're back in front.
Okay, we're clear.
Let's see if this corner works out well. It's a little tight now, but this is the level of tightness that I needed at the very start of the run. So I've made quite a bit of a gap now that the car is actually driving well. This is like the type of gap that I wanted from the very beginning. Unfortunately, it's just, I don't know, the car just wasn't driving well. So now we're actually putting some distance between us.
Fastest we've been yet. More tires won't help us.
I say all that, and then I immediately just did like a 4-wheel slide into turn 1 and 2. We got some leaders on pit road, 15 of 33 left. I'm gonna try to see if I can stretch this just a little bit, because the tires aren't that bad. I mean, I've only got 1 tire that's actually worn, and the car is driving like a dream.
We got some cars headed down pit road.
But I definitely believe Dale Jr. might be out of the race, y'all.
Let's do it again.
Of course I get into the wall. So I said the car tightened itself with the worn tire. I didn't expect the car to tighten itself to the point where I couldn't turn the car in turn 1 and 2, because I carried a little too much speed into it. I think now would be a good time for me to pit.
Right rear's getting worn. Keep an eye out. out. Some of the leaders are coming in together.
Several cars now pull off the racetrack, begin the long
We're going to go ahead and take that half round out, see if we can get the car tight earlier. Change 4 tires, get some fuel in it. And that is the 8-car Dale Jr., guys. Dale Jr.'s out. He blew his motor.
The crew jumps over the wall and begins.
That's what we needed. That's what we needed.
This is their opportunity to shine. They can't make any mistakes here. It'll be a routine 4-tire change. They'll also put in 2 cans of gas. 4 tires and gas on this stop. And that's the way to pick up time. No mistakes and a good stop.
How much time do we lose getting onto the truck, getting off pit road?
You're clear.
I got Kevin Harvick in front of me. That man's team like blitzed the entire pit stop, didn't they? Okay, now I gotta basically learn a brand new characteristic to the car, where the car is now tighter on the beginning of the run, not the end of the run. We must have been slow getting on the pit road or something. So the car is definitely tighter earlier. That's not bad that the car is tighter earlier. It's just a different handling characteristic, and I've got to drive the car up the track. I had to drive the car up the track.
30, 53. Catching up to the leader. Keep on it. 40 car is right behind you.
It's okay. We're down in P7. We definitely lost a lot of time getting on and off pit road. But if anybody can make up some time, it could be me. Just need to focus on actually hitting the marks. That's what the issue is right now. I'm just not hitting the marks, not hitting the corners right,
36.
not getting down. So that's the reason why we're up the track
Race leaders
a lot
3
more.
seconds on it.
I just didn't want my car to be like way too free. Got Jeff Burton blocking me, yo. All right, so we've made some moves this time around and actually got 2 drivers that were kind of slow, like holding me up, which was Jeff Burton and Dale Jarrett. And I'm about to get defending series champion Mark Martin out of my way here shortly. Got to get him out the way. I mean, I am in 5th, but I do want to maximize however many points I can get on Dale Jr. because ahead of Martinsville,
Number 6 is still there.
I don't really know exactly what could happen at Martinsville. All I know is that I need the points now because Martinsville could easily go the wrong way for us. Like it almost always does. Mark Martin's putting up a good fight. I got Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman, and Jimmy Johnson in first place ahead of me here. Just play it patient. Let them start battling. As they start battling, they'll slow down to me. So no point in me actually pushing and burning up my stuff. I still got Mark Martin behind, but he's not trying a move, so I don't think I need to worry too much about Mark Martin back there. Whoever's in 42nd, by the way, is literally falling away from the lead from their draft pack. So I want to know who's in 42nd, like who's in dead last, not Dale Jarrett, not Dale Jr., obviously, but who's in 42nd right now? That's an interesting one. Like, you see that gap on the track map as Kevin Harvick makes the move on Ryan Newman. Ooh, Harvick. Oh, I'm firmly in the draft of Ryan Newman here, but
30,
Newman's going to probably make it hard for me to get by him.
5, buddy. 5 to go.
Driving in there like I wanted to. Going to do it this time, though. Perfect. Come on. Power out of it.
So they're all around.
Oh, Kevin Harvick gets to the lead. Heard the right front was wearing down, and all of a sudden the car shoots up the track a bit.
That speed will get us to the front. Keep it up. On high.
Okay, I got Jimmy Johnson.
Second now.
Now to try to go after Kevin Harvick, who started to pull a small gap to us. This tactic has been working because I'm able to slow the car down and get through the corners better. So I know you guys is probably thinking, Neko, you're not going hard, like full throttle. I know, because the car is tighter now. I went down half around on the wedge, and I made the car tighter at the beginning of the run, but with the tire wearing out, now the car is actually a little too tight. Like if I try to go for it, you see I go up the track. I was trying to catch Kevin Harvick here, and I just might get here. Down into 3 and 4. Come on. Oh, come on. Harvick, don't block. Don't block, man. Photo finish, photo finish, photo finish. Ah.
Second place, buddy. Nothing wrong
Dang.
with that.
So close, y'all. Look at that margin. So close.
Not a single caution lap was run in the whole race.
Yeah, and that can be physically exhausting to these drivers. Not only do cautions give them a chance to catch up on the track, but it also gives their minds and bodies a little break. They've all got to be drained after that one.
The 53 car will only get bonus points instead of a victory. He led the most laps in this one.
Wow, he just didn't lead the most important one, the lap where the checkered came out.
The 53 car now has one less friend in the garage area.
Well, when you're out there beating and banging on guys, some feathers are bound to get ruffled. Maybe after some time to cool off, they'll be back to racing with clear heads.
We hope you enjoyed the race tonight. For everyone here at EA Sports, good night.
I know the race broadcast was at the end of the race said I'm only going to walk away with bonus points, but I mean, I got basically the same amount of points as Kevin Harvick. So win or not, I think I actually did pretty well. And there was also 7 lead changes. Can you believe that? That margin of victory was a lot closer. Kind of wish it would have been for me to get the win, but I still got a dub in some way, which is Dale Jr. being out of the race. You guys think I'm joking? I'm not. That man his race ended 7 laps into the event after starting 26th, by the way. So he didn't have such a good race there. But going down the rest of the order here, and by the way, there was Stanton Barrett, who was like right in front of us coming to the checker flag, which I think gave Kevin Harvick just enough of the draft to pull away from me. I am going to, I think it was Stanton Barrett's fault. All right. Outside of that, let's go down the rest of the finishing lineup here. So it was Kevin Harvick who won. No big deal. I finished second. No big deal. Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman round out the top 5. I saw Mark Martin behind me making moves, and I just couldn't really comment on it. But good for Mark Martin to finish in 3rd. You got Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett, Ricky Rudd, John Andretti. Mark, I know you're happy about that one. John Andretti with another top 10 finish in that 43 car. And Tony Stewart rounding out your top 10. Everybody who's led a lap in today's race was me, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, Kevin Harvick, Johnny Benson, Mark Martin, Ricky Rudd. Those are everybody who led a lap today. A few other notables is, of course, Jeff Gordon finishing 6th, Tony Stewart finishing 10th, which means they may actually gain points on Dale Jr. How many, I don't know. I'm not a human calculator, and I suck in math. Kenny Wallace was back in the race. Some of you guys may have noticed, at Talladega, it wasn't Kenny Wallace in his car at Talladega. So that could be something foreshadowing the future. You got Scott Pruitt finishing 17th. A few other notable drivers. Terry Labonte down in 24th. I think Terry Labonte's on his way out. So is maybe Bill Elliott, not entirely certain. You got Ricky Craven, Ward Burton, Jamie McMurray down in 28th, Johnny Benson 29th, Greg Biffle in 30th. Okay. And that's pretty much the rest of the notables. I don't see anybody of like major importance that finished near the back, except for maybe Joe Nemechek, Larry Foy finishing 34th, Robbie Gordon, Tim Schrader, all of them. So I don't really see anybody of true importance finishing that far down, but it's okay. Let's head back to the race shop and assess everything that we need to assess, because right now, necessitatingly, we have a bunch of money that we could potentially spend on the car. And I think it's probably about that time that we actually do like a last push. I mean, yeah, we got points on Dale Jr. and things like that. But I think with this, with his DNF, we now have a cushion, and we should probably use the cushion to work on our car a bit more. That's just my thoughts. All right, let's go back to Georgia. Take a look at the car, fix it up. Can't help but feel for Dale Jr. He was 20 points coming into the race. Let's see how many points back he is now. That number looks a lot larger than 20. He is now 166 points back from me, and Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart did gain on him. They are a lot closer, but I think the biggest problem is that he's almost a full race behind me. Actually, if my math is not that bad, 175 points, you get 34 points for finishing in dead last. Yeah, he's like more like an entire race and some change behind. I think I may have just won this title. Maybe. Even though I got Martinsville, one of my worst tracks coming up. Okay. The good news is we can work on the car. We got $539,000 to work with. And I think we will adjust this chassis and turn it into a super speedway chassis. Now, hear me out. I'm changing it into a super speedway chassis because we have to think about season 3. Season 3 is coming up, and you guys already know what that starts out with. That starts out with Daytona. If it starts out with Daytona, we need a speedway or super speedway chassis at the ready, since we don't have to worry about any short tracks or road courses. So this one generic chassis is going to get an overhaul ahead of the season. That way we can just have it in the shop ready to go. So I'm already starting to think towards season 3, at least in some regard. Not every piece of it will be that way. So this will leave us with like $275,000 to work with, which is not a lot. So we'll do that. We're still overhauling this engine, which is going to be our first super speedway engine. And in terms of the body works, or in terms of body, I do think that it would be wise to... Should we overhaul? Oh, we cannot overhaul that. We can overhaul it for 4 races. Oof. Maybe it would be wise for us just to repair it. I think repairing it ahead of Daytona would be a good idea. This will be ready around the same time as the engine is. I think this is a better idea because I am thinking about season 3. I know season 2 is still going on. Martinsville is next. Not too confident in Martinsville and our performance there. So I do foresee that we will have to rely heavily on the speedway stuff that we already have. That's not a problem for me because we've actually proven throughout the season that we can work within the shoestring budget. So I definitely foresee this idea working out ahead of season 3. So bear with me. I know season 3 is a few races out. I shouldn't be thinking about it now, but I already am because I don't want to be like flat-footed throughout the off season since you can't do any work on the off season. Why? I don't know. So I think right now this would be a better idea for season 3. So let's do this and take it from there. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a good idea. So we'll do that. We'll just go ahead and repair this for 115K, leaving us with a grand total of 160K left over so that we can start working on some of these other things in the shop going forward into the end of the season. I think I got a good idea with that one. That's a good idea. See, I'm big braining it. At least I'm hoping I'm big braining. Anyways, the Subway 500 at Martinsville is next. I suck at Martinsville. I do have extra parts and pieces that we can definitely use and rely on. We do have a short track chassis. It's a little worse for wear. We do have a generic engine. We've still been working on these engines for a while, but we do have a generic engine that we can definitely rely on. As far as bodies, we do have a short track body with a ton of downforce. So hopefully, Martinsville will go just a little bit better. Hopefully. Oh, I can already feel it's going to be, it's going to be Martinsville with pain. It's just going to be a painful race. I just feel it coming. I know it's coming. I just don't want to deal with it personally. I would simulate it if I could. That's how bad I feel. But I know if I simulate it, the game is going to automatically put me dead last anyway. I might as well just do it myself. Anyways, if you like today's video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time here on for NASCAR Thunder. We're almost done with the season. We've got a bigger points lead than we've ever had. All that's left is for us to seal it out. Be easy, everybody.